Good morning, this is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. I'm here at 21926 Costanso Street in Woodland Hills, and I am in the process of performing a video examination of the main sewer line here for this property for Nicole Spurge. Now, the main sewer line is the portion of the waste drainage piping that is exterior to the structure. It lies underground and connects the building drain line system to the public sewer. The building drain line system then is the portion or portions of the waste drainage piping that is underneath or interior to the structure. Our examination today is not focused on the building drain line system, so if further evaluation is desired regarding the building drain line system, a licensed plumbing contractor should be contacted, or a specialty building drain line video examination can be set up through our office. So I wasn't able to locate the cabinet or electrical closet. It's a 4-inch cleanout sticking up out of the concrete there, and we pushed through almost 75 feet of pipe to get outside into the main sewer pipe. So we're going to mark out over on the left side of the building where the pipe exits for a standard main sewer line cleanout to be installed so that future maintenance can be most effective. So we're sitting right now looking into the public sewer, about 125 feet from where we dropped in at the back. And I had to run a lot of water to get to this point. There was a lot of grease in the line, very hard to keep the camera clean. So we got to this point, got it cleaned up, and we're going to examine the line backwards with the water shut off. So as we pull off the public sewer here, we are pulling up into our 6-inch vitrified clay piping. Now these clay piping materials are very common. This is a pipe material that is expected to have a long service life, being a natural material. It's not expected to deteriorate underground, but it is more brittle in nature and does have a higher potential for damage during seismic activity or earthquakes. Now a common condition in these older clay pipes is what we're seeing here, root intrusions at the joint areas. It's a little hard to see how these roots here are coming in, if there's a crack in that wall or if they're coming at that joint and kind of growing backwards. Unfortunately, there's not a way to turn that camera to take a better look at that inside of the turn. But it doesn't look to be any obvious damage there. So typically we're recommending that these root intrusions can be maintained with regular sewer line cleanings. It's when they're left unmaintained for extended periods that they can create blockages in the system or potentially damage a pipe. As we get back up here towards the driveway apron of the property, we'll be pulling up into the, we're going to be actually pulling into the 4-inch clay pipe that exits the structure and runs up to that point. So again, some minor root intrusion at this joint. A little bit of mud buildup up there on the left side. It's not uncommon for a little bit of mud to squeeze through with these roots. More often than not, these are actually little nests that are made by the bugs in the sewer system. See the amount of debris kind of building up in the line. A lot of that's from the building drain system under the structure. For the most part, this clay pipe looks pretty clean with some minor common root intrusions. Now we're coming back around the turn. This is where we exit the building. And this is where I would normally see a main clean out, but I don't see anything here along the top of the pipe. It's possible there's one there, it's just difficult to see. Either way, when they expose this area and start excavation here, they may find one and just have to extend it to the surface. If not, they'll have to dig down about 4 feet to get to the pipe and then install one with a riser to the surface and a cap. Alright, so we're pulling back up underneath the building drain now. As I had described before, the building drain system is not the focus of today's examination, but because of where we accessed and we are pushing through it, we can't see it. I'll comment on its condition. Looks like original cast iron piping. Now, there's a lot of grease and debris buildup in here, and that can accelerate the deterioration of these cast iron lines. Typically they were expected to last somewhere in the 60 to 70 year range. say on a normal single-family structure, but oftentimes in commercial use where you've got a lot more corrosive substances going down through the line, like the grease and the soaps and all kinds of different things building up in those pipes and sitting there. It does accelerate the deterioration. So what I'm seeing here is pretty much excessive corrosion. There were a lot of areas where we had to punch through debris, mostly a buildup of that grease and debris. You see those big ledges along the top. This is an example of an area that was kind of packed with debris, grease. So these are all signs that this pipe is nearing the end of its useful service life. And you're going to want to consider upgrades to this older building drain system when feasible. Example of one of those areas, debris fields. Very difficult to see what kind of buildup that is. It was fairly soft. The camera punched through it fairly easily, so I don't believe it's root intrusions. But again, this debris sitting in these areas rapidly accelerates the deterioration of the line. It's definitely time to start considering upgrades to these drain lines under the slab of the structure. Pretty much from here on back we're underwater. Again, more buildup. So I'm going to recommend that you're going to want to consult a qualified and reputable plumbing contractor. This video can be used as a visual aid for that technician, but they would need to come out and kind of track and locate the lines, do any additional investigation necessary on the building drain system. Alright, so for the time being, the main sewer line, which was the focus of today's examination, is generally doing okay. It is pretty good condition. There was no evidence of significant cracking or breaking or damage. We did have the common root intrusions in the line. And we're recommending a standard main sewer line cleanout access for future maintenance of that line. Other than that, nothing else to recommend on the main sewer pipe. But again, the building drain system is aged and deteriorated. You're going to want to consult a licensed plumbing contractor to evaluate that portion of the system. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude the video portion of the examination for today. Please do refer to my written report for the final findings and recommendations. This is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.